We are kicking things off with the Atlanta Braves, looking deep into their history for some serious style. Creative director In-sung Kim has unveiled the new City Connect 2 uniforms, and we are diving into how this design pays homage to the team's rich legacy, featuring nods to legends like Hank Aaron and a powder blue that fans absolutely love. Find out how this throwback approach is evolving the Braves' visual identity.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we switch gears completely and look at the pitching matchup brewing in the National League. Didier Fuentes is making his return as the starting pitcher for the Atlanta Braves tonight, but he is facing a surprisingly strong Washington Nationals lineup that has put together an elite offense with a WRC plus of 109. We break down the stats and what this means for Fuentes' big league test. We're continuing our look at the Braves' pitching situation as we examine the roster moves. The Atlanta Braves have officially promoted right-hander Didier Fuentes from AAA Gwinnett to start Wednesday's road game against the Washington Nationals, while reliever Ian Hamilton is designated for assignment. We detail Fuentes' recent performance and what this rotation shuffle means for the team moving forward. Finally, we turn to the trade market and potential roster shakeups. With Raisel Iglesias on the 15-day injured list, the Atlanta Braves could be an ideal trade partner for the St. Louis Cardinals. We explore why this situation creates an opportunity for Atlanta and what assets the Cardinals could bring to the table in a potential trade scenario. Stay with us for more breaking news. The Atlanta Braves have unveiled their City Connect 2 alternate uniforms, drawing inspiration from the team's rich history by looking back to the 1980s. The new designs incorporate elements that resonate deeply with the franchise's legacy, balancing nostalgia with modern player needs. The creative direction for the new uniforms was spearheaded by creative director In-sung Kim, who has been instrumental in preserving the team's history, including incorporating nods to legends like Hank Aaron at Truist Park. The development process for the City Connect uniforms involves collaboration between each franchise and Nike, with the goal of creating culturally rooted and emotionally meaningful designs. Nike's director of NFL and MLB apparel design, Ryan Earhart, emphasized that City Connect aims to honor the team's past while reflecting who the franchise is today. For the City Connect 2 line, the design team focused on leveraging the powder blue color, which is a fan favorite and deeply associated with Atlanta. The design features a modernized shade of blue and a V-neck style, which is intended to keep players cooler during the team's hot summers, moving away from traditional buttoned jerseys. Key details tying the new uniform to the team's broadcast history include an Atlanta script across the chest referencing 1970s jerseys, an ATL callout on the sleeve inspired by the TBS logo, and Atlanta Braves written in 3D italicized letters referencing retro Superstation marks. Atlanta's approach to uniform evolution has been measured. While other teams have pursued more drastic visual shakeups, the Braves have favored evolution over disruption, focusing on updating existing elements rather than completely new concepts. This conservative strategy is supported by the team's long history and the desire to maintain visual continuity. The team views the City Connect program as a way to create the next chapter of the Braves' visual identity. The Atlanta Braves are set to face a significant test tonight as young hurler Didier Fuentes takes the starting pitching role, tasked with containing a surprisingly potent Washington Nationals lineup. Fuentes returns to the big leagues after making 3 starts in the minor leagues following his first major league appearance. The challenge is amplified by the Nationals' strong performance early in the series, having put on a strong showing in the first 2 games. Washington's offense is proving formidable, boasting a team WRC plus of 109, placing them in the top 5 of the National League in offense, hitting, with a .333 WOBA. Despite this offensive strength, the team has struggled with consistency, exemplified by C.J. Abrams' 4-game hitless streak, though he did score 2 runs in the series opener. Fuentes' recent minor league performance shows promise, including striking out 7 batters over just 3.2 innings in one outing, and going 6 innings while striking out 8 against the AAA squad. However, he did slip up against the Memphis Redbirds, allowing 4 runs in 7 innings. While his prior performance against the Royals suggested a manageable matchup, the current offensive firepower of the Nationals demands a stern test for Fuentes at the major league level. The Braves pitching staff will also be watching the situation with Nationals starter Zach Littell. Littell's recent outing was challenging, yielding 8 runs over 4 innings. However, the Braves' offense remains a factor, with Austin Riley currently finding his rhythm. A favorable matchup could see Riley capitalize on Littell's struggles, potentially providing the Braves with a boost. Overall, the series has been unpredictable, with both teams demonstrating the ability to break out offensively at any moment. While the Braves possess firepower to counter the Nationals have proven they can match the Braves' offensive swing. This third game is anticipated to be another fascinating contest, with hitting proving to be the constant factor in the series. The Atlanta Braves have shuffled their pitching rotation ahead of a key road game against the Washington Nationals, promoting right-hander Didier Fuentes from AAA Gwinnett to the starting rotation. The move was solidified by designating right-handed reliever Ian Hamilton for assignment to clear a roster spot for Fuentes. This roster adjustment also impacts other pitching plans. The team has pushed back the previously announced starter, Martin Perez, to Thursday's game in Washington, granting the left-hander Chris Sale an extra day of rest before he is scheduled to start at home on Friday against the Philadelphia Phillies. Fuentes, who made his major league debut last season, has been developing his major league readiness. He began the season in the Atlanta bullpen before being assigned to Gwinnett to build up as a starter. His performance metrics show a mixed trajectory. He posted a 2.25 ERA in 4 major league innings with 4 strikeouts and 1 walk before being sent down. In his time in AAA, Fuentes logged 3 starts across 16 and 2/3 innings, posting a 1-1 record with a 2.16 ERA, 20 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Looking back at his career, Fuentes debuted 3 days after his 20th birthday last June. His 2025 season included 4 starts totaling 13 innings with a 13.85 ERA, allowing 20 earned runs on 23 hits. However, his performance in the spring proved more promising, with a 0.66 ERA over 13 and 2/3 innings, 18 strikeouts, and 1 walk, which secured him an opening day roster spot. Meanwhile, Ian Hamilton, 30, was designated for assignment. Hamilton allowed 3 runs in a single inning during his Braves debut in Tuesday's 11-4 loss to the Nationals. Hamilton brings significant experience to the Braves organization, having pitched over 7 seasons with the Chicago White Sox, 2018, 2020, Minnesota Twins, 2022, New York Yankees, 2023-25, and the Braves, recording a 6-6 record with a 3.75 ERA over 151 and 1/3 innings. The St. Louis Cardinals, currently playing solid baseball with a 14-9 record and just 1.5 games behind first place in the National League Central, are facing a critical juncture as the trade deadline approaches. While their early season performance is encouraging, the team is focused on rebuilding, suggesting that buying assets at this deadline is not the optimal strategy. Instead, selling opportunities are emerging, particularly concerning the team's pitching staff. The Cardinals possess several tradable relief pitchers, including Riley O'Brien, Joe Romero, and Ryan Stanek, who represent solid trade candidates. A key potential partner has emerged: the Atlanta Braves. The Braves recently placed closer Raisel Iglesias on the 15-day injured list due to right shoulder inflammation. This situation positions Atlanta as an ideal trade partner for St. Louis. Atlanta is facing significant pitching injuries across its staff, with rotation concerns involving Spencer Strider, Hurston Waldrep, and Spencer Schwellenbach. The Cardinals also have an asset in Dustin May to offer in a potential exchange. While the Braves' bullpen is strong, reinforcements may be beneficial, especially given the uncertainty surrounding Iglesias' recovery. Robert Suarez can serve as a temporary closer, but Atlanta may need to explore bullpen upgrades. Rental pitching has also been highly sought after at the deadline, with Romero potentially bringing back a valuable haul, and O'Brien being another interesting target. Furthermore, the 31-year-old O'Brien retains 4 years of club control, making him a valuable asset that could secure an even better return for St. Louis, especially considering his recent performance without allowing an earned run. Given the Braves' deep farm system, linking up with Atlanta could be strategically beneficial for St. Louis if Iglesias is sidelined for an extended period. St. Louis has numerous assets that the Braves could utilize to supplement their roster following the season's early season setbacks. The trade market is set to become dynamic, positioning the Cardinals as an attractive partner for Atlanta should the latter decide to sell at the deadline.